with me.
I'm gonna learn a lot from
You're gonna learn a lot.
If Mark, Mr. Cartoon Machado, didn't have the fighting spirit to draw out his passion, he never would have perfected the street look that made him a street legend. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Flo, you're here. This pipe just burst on me.
Well, you bundled home and auto with Progressive, so you have round-the-clock protection on all your stuff, like that cardboard TV.
I told Props to switch that out. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap.
Wait, you faked this whole thing?
I knew it was the quickest way to see you.
Oh, I'm sorry, John, but I'm already in love with insurance.
You know that's weird, right?
Well, any weirder than faking a burst pipe?
Got a little carried away.
Yeah.
I've kind of become a big deal at Hugs Not Thugs. I'm gonna be your case manager.
Who let the Mexican Oompa Loompa here?
People love buying cupcakes from ex-gang members.
Would you buy a cupcake? Thank you. Red Velvet is an amazing choice.
We're Carvana. We've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Go to Carvana, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. We'll come to you, pay you on the spot, then pick up your car. That's it. At Carvana.
Purina One has the inside story on your pet's health. It starts inside the gut with Purina One with new microbiome balance. Natural prebiotic nutrition promoting gut health and immune support. Purina One with new microbiome balance.
MetaPortal Go. Look professional. Even if you don't feel it. MetaPortal. The smart video calling device.
Right on time.
Of course. That makes work from home work for you.
Should we get started? Don't worry about it. This one's on me.
No. I got the next round.
Oh, so you rich now?
No, he's not rich. He's happy hour rich.
Is that 3 to 6 p.m. rich?
$36 rich. You guys got jokes. He's 36 balling.
Hey, Mr. 36, your driver parked outside?
This guy thinks he's funny. We'll split the check, right? No.
It's not about how fast you run. It's about how well you slow down. Corona Premier. Lower carbs, lower calories. Is your light beer Premier?
Is that the Taylor?
Must be going to Great Wolf Lodge.
You gotta get me one of those.
Nothing brings the pack together like a trip to Great Wolf Lodge.
Sierra walks backwards on slippery floors.
Right.
Friday.
Back it up, girl, back it up.
She's happy. Sierra's happy. She's just confused. I know, it looks weird, but she's having fun. The key with Sierra is to guide her with calm confidence and not to let her linger and start getting confused. You want to do more like, this floor makes me happy. This floor makes me happy.
Cesar Millan, Better Human, Better Dog. New episode Friday at 9 on National Geographic.
There was probably 200 tactical officers at that meeting from different agencies. So I have a lot of guys there. They're not real happy about being up so early.
When they made entry, Sammy was crawling on the floor toward getting a gun. I think he thought it was the mob coming after him. He surrendered, was handcuffed and brought to the facility where I was waiting for him.
He was a really sharp guy. I could tell he was scanning every document he could to try to figure out how bad it is and what's going on.
I told him you're being arrested for a conspiracy to distribute dangerous drugs. When he just kind of leaned his head back and closed his eyes and sighed. Like, geez, I can't believe I got caught for this. But quite honestly, we feel we saved Sammy's life by arresting him a few days before he was going to get killed.
He insisted he was a hard-working businessman who had settled into his new law-abiding life.
And authorities say it was a family affair.
I made mistakes. Did I know that there was ecstasy being sold? Yes. Was I involved in maybe some of the talks? Yes. Me and my brother, we f***ed up.
The crime ring allegedly distributed up to 30,000 pills a week of the drug ecstasy.
He beyond stabbed us in the back. It was betrayal. I mean, it was the stupidest thing he could do.
It was the worst thing he could do. Nobody was going to save him this time.
The turncoat who sent so many mobsters to jail could soon be joining them.
I was over at Mike Papa's residence when we arrested Mike. I thought Mike would be one of the ones who cooperated.
He might just be the most famous snitch of all time, but now Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano has had the tables turned.
That's the nature of drug dealing. People are always going to be ratting people out and pointing fingers at one another.
Once Mike Papa started cooperating with the government, they threw everything at us. They threw charges at my mother. They threw charges at me. They threw charges at my brother. My father's now boxed in. You know, I don't think people understand. My father didn't get involved in the drug business because he wanted to sell drugs. My father stepped in because he wanted to save my brother. His biggest fear was Gerard was gonna get killed on a drug deal gone bad, and someone was gonna make a name for themselves for killing Sammy the Bull's son. Family's everything to my father. He would never let us jump in quicksand without jumping in with us. And that's why Sammy the Bull got involved in drug dealing.
There was a belief when Sammy ultimately took responsibility for what he did that he was doing it on behalf of his family.
I believe you and this court have been very fair with me and my family, and I appreciate it very much.
I mean, the fact is, he was a murderer. But we still talk. And I look forward to conversations with the guy. You know, if he was sitting here today, he would tell you straight-faced, I wasn't a drug dealer. You got convicted of it.
Fiumicino Airport, Rome, Italy. The biggest airport in the country and one of the busiest in Europe. Security here must be ready for anything.
Questo se lo fa, al 99% questo se lo fa, raga.
But two challenges stand out. Immigration.
Non potrà entrare, dovrà essere respinto.
And drug trafficking.
Droga, shabu.
Fiumicino is a major entry point to Italy and the European Union, making it a hotspot for those looking to enter the continent illegally. Or smuggle illegal drugs.
E questo è anche un analgesico per il mal di schiena.
24/7, 365, the flights never stop. Nor does the work of the security personnel at Rome's Fiumicino Airport.
Cos'è questo? Traffici? Traffici? Ma...
Rome, Italy. Fiumicino International Airport. Located just 30 kilometers from Rome's historic center and boasting one of the busiest terminals in Europe, handling more than 43 million annual passengers.
Passport, please. Passport.
Italian state police units prepare for an anti-narcotics operation. The plan: monitor flights departing for Africa and help break up a trafficking network using these routes to move drugs and drug money.
It's a months-long operation run by investigators in Teramo.
They are investigating a criminal organization comprised mostly of Nigerian citizens who are flooding the Adriatic coast with illegal drugs.
Allora, è già passato, ha fatto il controllo, adesso andiamo a cercare all'interno. Male che ci vada, andiamo a prendere il gate. Buongiorno.
Parlo italiano? Sì. Dove è diretto?
In Siria.
No, non è...
Officers are searching for two men believed to be moving the organization's drug money back to Africa.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno. La polizia, il passaporto, per favore.
Grazie. Posso controllare il documento suo? La polizia.
Sì, io lo so.
Bayanlar ve baylar, iyi sabahlar.
Devi venire con noi.
Seyahat
Urgentissimo. Urgentissime. Urgente, molto urgente. Uno di
We knew about one of the suspects. He'd been arrested before with close to 160,000 euros. We spotted him right away.
Immediatamente. Quello che ti voglio dire, se hai qualcosa che non devi avere.
No, io non ce l'ho.
Qualche altro amico con lei? Persone che conosce? Stesso volo? Solo lei. Adesso ci diamo tutto perché stiamo aspettando un'altra persona che sta con lo stesso volo.
Salve. Polizia, passaporto, per favore.
The officers finally locate the other suspect and take both men to police headquarters for inspection.
Svuota tutto quello che c'è in tasca, metti tutto qui.
Now they'll need evidence to make arrests.
Devi svuotare le tasche e mettere tutto quello che c'è. Se non c'è niente, non metti niente. In tasca hai nulla?
Guarda. Aspetta.
Ecco, vedi, questo. Vai, svuota, tutto qui.
Large amounts of money could land the suspect in serious trouble.
Quando ha capito di tutto.
As soon as he understood what was about to happen and knowing what had taken place in the past, he decided to cooperate.
Senza fare ostruzionismo, ecco. Questi sono soldi?
Soldi.
Quanto sono questi? Tutti i soldi questi. Hai altri di questi pacchetti? Altri ancora?
No, questo no.
Tranquillo, lo so io quello che devo fare. A noi te lo dobbiamo fare. Devi stare tranquillo e collaborare. Se sei collaborativo, noi siamo calmi. Se non collabori, ok? È meglio, no? Senza problemi. Ok. E pure questi? Te li dimenticati questi, eh? Eccolo qua, vedi? Quando ce ne troppi te dimentichi. Pure questi. Che c'è qua? Soldi? Money? Ti sei dimenticato pure questi di dirmelo, eh? Tu devi stare calmo, rispondi alle domande. Queste somme di denaro.
The money was clearly the result of illicit activities by the criminal organization.
E che business fai?
The suspect seems at a loss.
Va bene business in Italia, beh, devo fare la stessa cosa io, almeno vado subito in pensione. Mi prendi a lavorare con te, mi dai un posto, e guadagni così bene. Sono tanti questi.
1.500.
Totale 23.880. Vero businessman sei.
The police now focus on the second man.
I soldi ce l'hai qua dentro?
If he's also carrying hidden cash, he too could face arrest.
Non è solo mio, c'è tutta roba. Questo ti fai.
Vabbè, ma a noi non ci interessano i biscotti, capito? A noi ci interessa altro. Eccoli.
Fiumicino Airport's shopping area, 10,000 square meters of merchandise, attracts thousands of passengers looking to buy, as well as others happy to merely browse. There are, however, those who are attracted to the duty-free stores for criminal reasons.
Questo con la maglietta scritta rieccolo. Ragazzi, preparatevi che questo potrebbe fare qualcosa, sto ragazzo. Vedi come si guarda? Questo se lo fa, al 99% questo se lo fa, raga.
Personnel from the security firm Italpol spot suspicious activity and move in. The passenger seems surprised and also offended.
Ispettore, mi sta dando fastidio adesso, se ne può andare?
But it could all be an act.
Non puoi portare in qualche parte chiusa, pensano di stare lì. Ma quando vi spostare da un'altra parte? Mi sto morendo dalla vergogna, per favore.
Anche la valigia?
Per favore, cioè solo per Bin Laden.
The Italpol team transfers the passenger to their offices.
Profumo no, però.
Poco onesto.
The man has confessed, but he doesn't seem to understand his situation.
Se no, te porto a sedere.
Una minaccia che si
And it appears it may take a while before he grasps that his actions can't be undone.
Scusami, ma questo come funziona? Devo pagare? Niente, non guarda come un criminale.
Sei sicuro?
100.
Tutti dicono così, poi quando mettiamo sul terminale, poi...
Vedi? Che cosa metti al terminale? Se ho un'altra potenza?
No, c'è un giuretto.
Ah, resta una.
Ce l'hai? Guarda, poi non parti.
The suspect seems to have believed that his confession would set him free, but the matter is far from over.
Lo dico subito, una denuncia a piede libero la prendi. Al 99% prendi la denuncia a piede libero in attesa di processo.
During an anti-narcotics operation, judicial police stopped 2 passengers believed to be smuggling drug money for a criminal organization.
Che c'è qua? Soldi? Money?
A search of the first passenger's belongings uncovered large quantities of cash. And now they move to the second man's bags.
Non è solo mio, c'è tutta roba. Questo ti presti. Vabbè, ma a noi non ci interessano i biscotti, capito? A noi ci interessa altro. Eccoli. Dai. Ho messo i soldi qua dentro. E uno. Questi contiamo. Hai un altro di questi? No, c'è uno sandal. Le sandali? Le scarpe uno, ok. Eccoli qua.
Both men carry bundles of bills.
It's important evidence because it shows money being sent back from drug sales.
Sì, adesso vai al carcere insieme a lui, tutti e due insieme. Dai. Comincia il melodramma. Uno dei 2 soggetti come...
One of the 2 suspects had been arrested before, but had been set free. He had experience in these matters. The second one was new at this, which explained his reaction when he was told he was under arrest.
Dell'ordinanza di custodia cautelare.
The police present the charges, tying the suspects to the trafficking group under investigation.
Questo è che ti sto dando questa copia qua, questo verbale qua, se mi filmi così. Arrestato, sì.
Sì. Ok? Sì. Adesso è in carcere. Tu leggi questo.
Cos'è questo? Cos'è così?
Questo è un ordine di arresto.
Ordine?
Tu comprendi la lingua italiana, no?
No.
No? Però mi capisci, io parlo con te, mi capisci?
Io non capisci.
Non capisci la lingua italiana?
Bene, no.
Ma quello che io ti ho detto adesso, mi hai capito? La storia la puoi leggere in inglese.
I don't understand the reason this thing just came up right now. Cos'è questo? Trafficking? Trafficking? Ma...
Fermi questo no, che tu capisci l'italiano?
Questo davanti di giudici.
Ok, non lo firma. Ok, dai. Poi con il tuo avvocato contesterai tutti questi punti.
The first suspect has clearly been through this process before. For the other man, however, this appears to be his first time.
Allora, oggi, in questo momento, sei stato arrestato.
When the police hand him the arrest documents,
in questo, sia in italiano.
He breaks down.
No, fermo.
No, dai, ti seduto.
Non mi serve che ti metti in ginocchio.
Dai, no, così seduto,
no,
dai.
Uncharted with Gordon Ramsay and Running Wild with Bear Grylls are back. with a refined palate.
This is called Nature's Taco. That is fit for a king.
Yikes.
New faces.
Oh, beer!
Lavish adventures. And scrumptious concoctions.
Bloody hell. That's our dinner to go with the mushroom.
Yeah, great.
Gordon Ramsay Uncharted Showdown. New episodes Mondays at 8, followed by Running Wild with Bear Grylls at 9 on National Geographic.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back.
Tums. Hey, I'm Matt, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, crispy, soft, crispy. Crispy outside, soft interior, crispy chicken. There's really nothing like it.
It's a beer opener that turns off all work apps.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brainstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
You're gonna reconsider this whole morning thing with Taco Bell's warm breakfast quesadilla, crisp hash brown, Cinnabon Delights, and a coffee. Wake up to the new $5 Bell Breakfast Box. Only at Taco Bell.
When the refreshing taste of a hard seltzer meets the bold flavor of a margarita, you get a Seltzer-rita, and the day gets even tastier. Introducing Corona Hard Seltzer, Seltzer-rita.
Friday.
Back it up, girl. Back it up.
She's happy. Sierra's happy. She's just confused. She's having fun.
Cesar Millan, Better Human, Better Dog. New episode Friday at 9 on National Geographic.
Rome, Italy. Judicial police at Fiumicino Airport stopped 2 men believed to be smuggling cash for a criminal network. Now the officers move to process the second suspect.
Allora, oggi, in questo momento, sei stato arrestato, in questo sia in italiano che in inglese. Ciao, fermi. No, non ti metti in ginocchio.
Mettiti seduto.
Non mi serve che ti metti in ginocchio. Dai, mettiti seduto, dai.
Senti, alzati in piedi. Mettiti seduto.
No, non ti mettere in ginocchio.
Mettiti seduto. Facciamo uno di questi.
One of the 2 suspects broke down. Unfortunately, we witnessed a very sad situation.
Un po' pietosa.
Allora,
tranquillo. Vuoi l'acqua? Vuoi acqua? Aspetta, via un bicchiere.
Posso parlare? Sei stato arrestato e tutti i motivi stanno scritti qua dentro, ok? Ti devi mettere una firma.
Dai, bevi un goccio d'acqua. Bevi un goccio d'acqua, bevi, dai. Poi verrà il tuo avvocato, carcere, okay. Parli con lui e con il giudice. Dai,
prendi tutto.
Dai, vieni, su. Su, dai. Oh. Devi affrontare questa cosa.
Non posso per me parlare con lei?
Adesso vediamo, dai. Prima che vai via ti facciamo chiamare, dai. Questi sono i tuoi, mo te li do. Vengono presi.
The organizations choose carriers partly because of the carrier's economic situation. They don't pay them a lot, and they also threaten them, so that the carriers continue to do this type of work. These criminal organizations are ruthless.
Veramente spietate. Vieni. Vai. Prendi queste.
The 2 men are now in the hands of the Italian justice system.
Dai, su, dai.
The 2 suspects will stay in jail until within 5 days they appear before a judge, who will decide if they must remain in custody until their trial.
A judge will determine their fate. If prosecutors prove the men were not only smuggling drug money to Africa, but moving drugs into Italy as well, they could face up to 27 years in prison. Italpol personnel stopped a passenger attempting to steal perfume from a duty-free store.
Ispettore, mi sta dando fastidio adesso, se ne può andare?
But the suspect doesn't seem aware of the trouble he's in.
Te lo dico subito, una denuncia a piede libero la prendi. Al 99% prendi la denuncia a piede libero in attesa di processi. No, oggi non faranno la direttissima, però fra 3 mesi verrai contattato dal tribunale per andare a fare un processo a Civitavecchia davanti al giudice.
He's handed over to the police, but still appears unwilling to go easily.
Tu sai dove devi andare? No, lo sai? Sai già dove stiamo andando? No, perché stai avanti? Aspetta, no, stai avanti a me. Mi dici a sinistra e vado a sinistra. Sto dicendo che stai avanti, te lo devo dire quando già sei partito.
The man will be arrested, and it's clear there's no avoiding the consequences.
Non sono un criminale, non ho precedenti penali. Di chi è la colpa?
It appears the seriousness of his situation has started to finally set in.
Adesso lei va fuori segnalamento, dobbiamo prendere le impronte. Addirittura? È previsto. Non è così.
Assolutamente, ma io non proprio lavoro.
Ho
fatto questa che non capiterà mai più assolutamente.
Lei sarà denunciata all'autorità giudiziaria. Adesso voglio praticamente torna su, firma la lezione di domicilio, quindi avvocato gliene diamo uno noi. Sì. Poi non c'è. E poi dopo sarà libero e poi dopo sarà chiamato per poi il processo. Se qualcosa
The passenger is now free to go, but he must appear in court at a later date. The perfume will stay in Rome. If he's lacking a certain fragrance during his travels, he'll need to find it at a different location and ensure he pays for the product on the way out the door. A flight from Dubai has just landed, and it's up to judicial police to monitor the incoming passengers.
Morning.
Among the 235 travelers, one man is flagged for further inspection.
I bagagli? Sì. Quanti? 2. 2? Andiamo a prendere i bagagli, va.
The first stop, pick up the passengers' check bags.
Vai. Oh. Uno.
The passenger is returning from a quick trip to his home country, the Philippines.
Prendi i bagagli e portali su, Vai, uno per volta, vai.
And the size of his checked bags raises flags.
Da dove arrivi? Dai Filippine. Quando sei partito da qua, dall'Italia? Alzati in piedi. In piedi? E che sei andato a fare nelle Filippine?
Che mio padre sta male, è già partito perché ha fatto cancer. Cancer.
E tu che lavoro fai qua in Italia?
Prima sto lavorando a
The police move to inspect the man's luggage.
Cominciamo a tirare fuori. Se vuoi aprire qua la balla? Sì.
And they quickly uncover various suspicious packages.
Che c'è qua?
Forse quello è pesce secca.
Adesso sento odore.
Assaggi.
Faccio assaggiare. Mangialo lì.
The passenger claims many of these items are gifts or favors.
Sigarette ci stanno 3.
Sigarette?
Sì. Mia borsa, mia moglie.
But the police suspect he's hiding something.
Hai mai fatto uso delle sostanze stupefacenti? Droga, sciabò. Ce l'hai qui lo sciabò? Sicuro?
National Geographic Investigates continues next. How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brainstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
Cindy, do you think our crispy flavor will last forever?
All we have is thin crust summer, Billy.
But I love you.
No, you love the flavor of this thin, crispy crust.
I can't help it.
Peace out, Billy.
It's a hot and ready thin crust summer at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza. Nicorette knows quitting smoking is freaking hard. You get advice like, try hypnosis. Or quit cold turkey.
Kidding me?
Instead, start small with Nicorette, which can lead to something big. Start stopping with Nicorette.
At Olive Garden, nobody loves Alfredo quite like we do. We make it from scratch, so you can enjoy it poured, twirled, or dipped. With our one-of-a-kind Alfredo, the possibilities are endless.
What do you do when it's time to get the crew back together? You book it. And then you wine it, and then you dine it, and then you hike it. Whatever your reason, book direct at choicehotels.com.
Ooh, looks like the new guy picked up lunch. New DQ Signature Stack Burgers menu. That's nice. 5 premium burgers that are anything but boring, so you can make an impression.
Lunch is on me.
Like a really good impression? DQ, happy tastes good.
What about this couch?
I'm just saddled with so much credit card debt right now.
I need an upgrade card. It rolls all my monthly purchases into one easy installment loan so I can avoid stuff like that.
Where do I sign up?
Get your upgrade card at upgrade.com.
Olukai slippers are so comfortable, you won't want to take them off. And with that outdoor-worthy sole, you don't have to. The all-around best slippers by Olukai.
So before joining Self, I had a horrible relationship with my credit.
I was honestly in need of a credit card, and I had been turned down in the past.
I wanted unshakable credit, and Self has helped make that possible.
ButcherBox. We deliver high-quality meat to your door. What happens next is up to you.
The Lord, the Creator, he, she, they, whatever your pronouns may be.
Are you girls running away?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it. I'm so jealous.
So you snagged yet, Bear?
The ladies call me Care Bear for a reason.
Yeah.
What about you?
No boyfriend?
Nope. No girlfriend?
Can't be tamed.
FX's Reservation Dogs, now streaming only on Hulu.
Fiumicino Airport, Rome, Italy. Judicial police flagged a man returning from a short trip home to the Philippines.
Prendi i bagagli e portali su, Dai, uno per volta, vai.
The contents of his bags raised flags.
Hai mai fatto uso delle sostanze stupefacenti? Droga, shabu. Ce l'hai qui lo shabu? Sicuro? Sicuro?
The item checks out, but the inspection is far from over.
Questo che cos'è?
Per gelatina. Di acqua e metti quella faccio gelatina.
Guarda che c'è.
Poi andiamo in solito con la mia sorella. La mia sorella questi.
Qui che c'è?
Non so.
Ok. Negativo.
Una valigia grossa c'è sempre roba da mangiare?
Sì. Mamma mia. Qui che c'è?
Non è questo tutto è mio. Quella mia sorella, mia zia, tanti proietti che da portare.
Ah, c'è i clienti.
Finally, the police are finished. The passenger is clean.
A posto.
Molto bene, calma,
Ma non tutti gli alimenti possono entrare poi qui in Italia, capito? Quindi devi stare attento, sennò poi passiamo alla sanità.
Guarda qua, no.
But the contents of the bags are not fully in the clear.
Se va alla sanità adesso, poi se vede tutto quello che fa portare, no. Dai, guarda, questo. Bravo.
He'll need to pass customs before he can enter the country and distribute the items to his friends and loved ones. Fiumicino Airport is the main gateway into Italy and also a gateway into Europe.
Passaporto e permesso di soggiorno.
And it's up to Italy's state police to flag passengers attempting to enter the country without the proper documents. Police noticed a man wandering in the international transit area and brought him in for questioning.
Capital.
We stopped a passenger who didn't have any documents. He didn't speak any familiar languages. No Italian, English, or Spanish.
Passport?
First, we needed to find out if he was a criminal, to understand if he was a threat to our own safety, and to know who we were dealing with.
Mano destra.
And the only way we can be sure of someone's identity is through their fingerprints.
Prese? Niente. Non c'è. Adesso negativo adesso. Sit down. Sì, thank you.
According to Schengen and international databases, the passenger's record appears clean.
He could have several goals. Try to enter Italy, or attempt to reach the transit area of the airport to meet someone with a fake document so he can make it to another destination. He could be a security risk for the airport or for the country. Why? Because he could be anybody.
The Border Police Investigations Unit is called in. It's their job to find out who he is, what flight he arrived on, and what he's been doing since he stepped foot in the airport.
Il passaporto risulta essere noi presumiamo che possa aver usato il passaporto di questo italiano risultato smarrito, si sia sostituito a lui visto la somiglianza e si sia imbarcato usando quel passaporto.
The passport isn't his. Now the police must uncover his true identity. And the passenger seems willing to do anything to stop them. At 7 a.m., the anti-narcotics unit of the Judicial Police prepares to screen an arriving domestic flight.
Andiamo al volo da Pisa. Buongiorno, Pisa? Pisa. Ok, grazie. La droga.
Drugs aren't always smuggled by plane. In the case of Pisa, they can be smuggled by land through other European countries or by sea, since Pisa is close to the port of Livorno.
Buongiorno, può annunciare documenti alla mano ai passeggeri?
The police check the flight's some 80 passengers.
Buongiorno. Prego.
Documento?
They are looking for anything out of the ordinary, anything that could suggest drug trafficking.
Questo è quello scaduto. Dove la signora? Prego.
Grazie.
Grazie.
One of the last passengers to disembark is flagged for further inspection.
Venga un attimo qui. Dove sta andando? A Roma?
Sì, a Roma.
Ci può seguire un attimo, andiamo in ufficio, facciamo un controllo un attimo e poi la lasciamo, va bene?
C'è qualcosa di emergenza?
No, non si preoccupi.
The police now transfer the woman to an inspection area. If everything checks out, she can continue on her way.
Dove è diretta adesso?
Qui a Roma.
Qui per vacanza?
Dovrei stare 2 o 3 giorni, ci sono i saldi a Roma. Sì, un pochino di shopping, un pochino di cambiare un pochino l'aria, sa?
Primo impatto, la signora sotto una...
At first glance, the woman tried to appear calm, but she was clearly very nervous.
Abbastanza accentuato.
Sono arrestata ora?
Assolutamente.
During the car ride, the passenger appears to grow increasingly uncomfortable. She could simply be nervous, or she could have something to hide.
Si accomodi un momento là, signora.
Questo è il passaporto della signora?
Sì. C'è un ufficio.
Facciamo un controllo alle borse.
The inspection will start with her bags.
Questi sono effetti miei personali. Questa è roba mia, perché sono vestiti, insomma.
Hai controllato quella borsa?
Sì. Her belongings are clean, but the search continues.
Un attimo, un controllo veloce, signora. C'è qualcosa che non va.
Signora. Going after some drug dealer was just a waste of time. Let's get the source that's controlling this stuff.
Narco Wars. New episodes Wednesdays at 9 on National Geographic.
If Philly Garcia didn't have the fighting spirit to drive his ambition, he never would have left home for LA with only his car to sleep in. If he listened to those who rejected him, he never would have sold that car to pay for his dream. And if he lacked the will to improve his craft, he never would have made a name for himself, lining up some of the biggest names in pro sports. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
My name is Monique. I'm 41, and I'm a federal contract investigator. As a single parent, I would run from football games to work and try to balance it all.
So what do you see when you look at yourself?
I see a person that's caring. Sometimes I care too much, and that's when I had to learn to put myself first, because I would care about everyone all the time, but I'm just as important as they are.
Botox Cosmetic is FDA approved to temporarily make frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better. The effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Do not receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow, eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Tell your doctor about your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up, and that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and zero surprises. And all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
For old favorites, made healthier, Frigidaire's ovens have 15 ways to cook, like air fry and steam bake, to make life a little yummier. Frigidaire.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brainstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
We changed our fries to make them hot and crispy every single time.
High five.
And every single time, Toby insists we high five.
High five? High five.
High five. It'll catch on, right?
Try Wendy's hot and crispy fries, preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's.
Who needs pants?
Got it.
Come on, let's go. Hustle.
Stroller?
Double stroller. Let's go.
Hustle. Come on.
Let's go.
I'm gonna throw up.
When you're traveling with 3 kids and pretty much everything they own,
Hi, guys. Welcome.
it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Now streaming on Disney+.
I never wear pants, but suddenly it feels weird to not be wearing pants.
From the studio that brought you Toy Story.
I see you. I'm gonna get you.
Socks?
Oh, I got you.
Socks.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Disney Pixar's Lightyear. Rated PG. Now streaming on Disney+.
Fiumicino Airport, Rome, Italy. Police stopped a man who was wandering the international transit area.
Passport? Yok. Ben havaalanında bir fırsat buldum, kaçtım.
It appears the passenger traveled to Italy using someone else's passport. And seems willing to hide his true identity at any cost.
We had asked if we could search his mobile phone for personal photos.
Particolari.
Aspettavo un attimo che si calma, 5 minuti.
Il passeggero ha dato un'escandescenza.
The passenger reacted when he remembered he had an image of his real passport in his mobile phone, He grabbed the phone from my colleague and tried to destroy it.
Era pure un bel telefono. Sono tutte inutili.
The phone's exterior appears destroyed, but its data may still be accessible. And police quickly find an image of his real passport.
Viene dalla Turchia. E lui anche è turco. Sì.
With his true identity revealed, the passenger decides to open up about his journey.
Mardin'in sınır köyleri var. Bizi köyden kovdular. Şehire, İstanbul, Adana, İzmir. Biz de mecbur kaçtık, işte buraya geldik. Savaştan kaçıp buraya geldik zaten.
All of his efforts were undone by a picture. He will be sent back, as the law requires. He did not make an asylum request. He didn't ask for anything. He was unmoved.
Despite his efforts to flee his homeland, the passenger doesn't request asylum and seems resigned to his fate. He will return home to Turkey. Judicial police flagged a passenger arriving from Pisa, Italy for inspection.
Sono arrestata ora. Assolutamente.
Her belongings were clean,
Facciamo un attimo un controllo veloce, signora.
but the inspection isn't finished.
Che c'è? Faccia qualcosa che non va. C'è una cintura perché...
Signora. Delle cose da non legare, fanno una schiena.
Per il mal di schiena.
Togliamo questa cintura. Tolga questa cintura.
Per il mal di schiena, ecco.
Sì, e questo è anche un analgesico per il mal di schiena. Chi gliel'ha data questa?
L'ho messa qui perché era importante, l'ha detto.
Chi gliel'ha detto?
Il mio compagno.
All'interno di questo.
Hidden inside the waistband was a package containing a white substance.
Bianca. Ma sa che cos'è questo?
No, io non ho idea.
Non c'è idea? Sicuro?
Sì.
For the police, the evidence is clear.
Lo sa cosa pensiamo che sia questo? Adesso facciamo un narcotest. Se è droga, lei va in carcere, eh?
Oh, io? E perché io?
Perché la portavo io, signora? Chi è che la porta?
The woman claims she's innocent, that she had no idea what she was carrying.
Il suo compagno le ha detto che questa persona doveva venire a prendere questo, ma le doveva dare pure qualcosa, magari soldi, qualche cosa.
Era una cosa importante, io non ho neanche visto il capo. Cioè, non...
Signora, però, cioè, una cosa importante normalmente uno la porta nella borsa normale, perché la portava lì dietro? Diciamo che è una giustificazione.
Her explanation didn't make much sense.
Nel senso che se io non
If I'm not carrying anything illegal, I'm not afraid and have nothing to hide from others.
Di altra gente.
Io mi fido.
Uno si fida ciecamente, l'amore è cieco, eh?
L'amore è cieco.
The police will now perform a narco test on the contents of the package. If the sample turns blue, she's carrying cocaine.
Keep watching. National Geographic investigates.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome. Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
Order for a Sonic Churro Shake.
I got the ice cream.
Sprinkling the cinnamon sugar and adding a churro on top.
Ready with the Sonic Churro Shake.
Behave yourself. Money with farmers?
That's not wrong. When you bundle your home and auto policies with Farmers, you save yourself up to 20%.
That's something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers. Kind of creepy.
We are farmers. Bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum.
There's something out there. I've never seen anything like it.
The Predator's first hunt on Earth is the movie event you can't miss. Prey, rated R, now streaming only on Hulu.
Hey, I'm Jackie, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the chicken. It is golden brown, so juicy, so delicious. To all of my fellow non-breakfast people, this chicken biscuit is something different. It's the perfect savory start to my day.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back.
Tums.
Over 100 million Americans have a low credit score. Self is a new way to build credit that doesn't require a credit score. Plus, Self helps you save money every month and reports your payments to all 3 credit bureaus. Download the app today.
Let's do it.
I want to,
But what? Dude, you need an upgrade card. It gives me unlimited triple cash back and rewards me when I pay it back. Helps me avoid that.
Nice.
With ButcherBox, you get 100% grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Join ButcherBox now and get free bacon for the life of your membership.
Going after some drug dealer was just a waste of time. Let's get the source that's controlling this stuff.
Boom, boom, boom. Narco Wars. New episodes Wednesdays at 9 on National Geographic.
Hi, Caesar.
Thank you for inviting
Come
me.
on in.
When people come over, they tackle.
Goodness. There's so much work to do with these dogs and with ourselves.
You see the difference?
It's pretty impressive.
I don't train dogs, I train humans.
Cesar Millan, Better Human, Better Dog. New episodes Fridays at 9 on National Geographic.
Fiumicino Airport, Rome. Judicial police detained a woman arriving from Pisa, Italy, with a suspicious package strapped to her body.
E questo è anche un analgesico per il mal di schiena, questo?
No, una cosa che...
And they will now perform a narco test.
Vede come ha cambiato colore, che è diventata celeste da bianca? Questa è cocaina, signora.
Io vedo.
The results, positive for cocaine.
Sicura che non c'entra niente, sì?
Non so che cosa... Cioè, non so che cosa era, se è quello lì non lo so cosa era.
Per lei è stata una cosa normale.
She claimed it was perfectly normal for her to carry something valuable in that way. It was obvious she was aware of what she was transporting. It was clear that she knew.
Se lo dice lei, io non ho mai preso droga, non fumo neanche sigarette. Sì, ci credo, ma...
Adesso chiamiamo il magistrato e lei sicuramente va in carcere.
Ma come?
E adesso poi andremo a prendere anche suo marito a Pisa.
Ma io non c'entro nulla.
Prendiamo tutte e due, non si preoccupi.
Non fumo neanche le sigarette.
Non mi interessa, signora. Che cosa le ha detto il suo compagno?
Ha messo
gliel'aveva detto che cos'era?
No.
The woman will be placed under arrest, though she insists her partner is to blame.
Se lui fa queste cose qui, io non c'entro,
Adesso la pesiamo.
Venga, signora, mi segua.
The police will also look to investigate the path of the cocaine to Pisa. They believe large shipments of the drug arrive by sea to ports like Livorno before being broken up and distributed across Italy and Europe.
Devi stare tranquilla, ti devi sedere e attendere adesso, non devi fare altro. Va bene? Va bene.
Stai comodo.
Non va bene.
Stai comodo. Si deve accomodare e attendere un attimo. Prego.
The woman maintains her innocence.
No, perché io mi fido. Mi hanno messo questa cosa, mi hanno detto non ti staccare e quando arrivi all'hotel c'è un familiare che ti contatta, un familiare mio. Cioè, dal punto di vista mio sono innocente, capito?
But she does appear to understand that she's in trouble.
Quando si parla di pensionati, diciamo,
When older people do this kind of thing, it is because of their financial situation. They do things like this in order to survive. It is tough because we know they do it out of necessity.
The passenger is now in the hands of the Italian justice system.
Io non mi devi firmare il sequestro.
For carrying more than 400 grams of high-purity cocaine, she could face at least 6 years in prison. Every day, more than 280 international flights touch down here at Fiumicino.
Controllo documenti. Passport control, please.
Roughly 44,000 daily passengers who must be screened by Italian state police before entering the country. The process is often straightforward.
Da dove arriva? Del Perù?
De Perú. Y mi hijo se casa.
Though some cases can prove challenging.
I went to question him in more detail to find out whether he had a return ticket, a hotel reservation, or an invitation to stay with someone.
Name and surname. Niente. Vieni qua, compriamo insieme, va. Where do you come from? Hong Kong. How much money do you have with you? How much money?
有。是钞票是吗
How much money?
Money. 有。
How much?
有。
For the border police, language barriers can be a major roadblock.
Credit card? Do you have a credit card?
外面有朋友。
Credit card. Show me the credit.
No.
No.
听不懂。
Ormai è proiettore.
Having worked at the airport for 6 years with the border police, I have some language training. I understand and speak English well, but with Mandarin, I only know a few words.
Are you here for holiday?
The officer continues her efforts with little success.
Are you a tourist?
No,
The word he kept repeating was not very helpful, because Ting Budong in Mandarin means I don't understand.
Non comprendo. Are you a tourist?
With the interrogation going nowhere,
Metti di qua.
the officer changes tack.
Abbiamo trovato un traduttore, comunque non c'è niente, c'è 100 euro. Ho fatto vedere un biglietto, però da Lisbona in Cina, e i mezzi non sono sufficienti. Ma 100 euro e nessuna dichiarazione, nessuna prenotazione alberghiera. È la prima volta che viene.
Vabbè, adesso vediamo cosa possiamo tirare fuori.
The passenger doesn't appear to meet the requirements for entry, but the police bring in a translator to ensure there are no misunderstandings.
Prego, parli.
你好，
他就是问你有多少钱带过来，你那个旅馆有没有那个登记了？
是这样子的，我外面有一个朋友在那里接我，他在那里安排的，钱我身上的。
你把你那个朋友的电话给他。
啊？
Il progetto del viaggio non ci riesco a capire, lui neanche non lo sa, dice ci sentiamo suo amico, tutti prenotato lui.
Lo so, è un po' vago il suo viaggio.
Even after the interpreter, the police are not persuaded. The passenger's entry may still be rejected.
Gli può comunicare che in queste condizioni di viaggio lui non potrà entrare, dovrà essere respinto.
To wear purple and gold, it's a different feeling.
It should be my team. Follow me.
Relax, I'm still in charge. You want to be a Laker great, you want to be a Laker legend.
I would say that to me,
MetaPortal with Smart Sound helps reduce your background noise.
bring that sense of calm.
So you come through loud and clear. MetaPortal, the smart video calling device that makes work from home work for you.
Feel the rush of performance at the Lexus Golden Opportunity sales event.
You're gonna reconsider this whole morning thing with Taco Bell's warm breakfast quesadilla, crisp hash brown, Cinnabon delights, and a coffee. Wake up to the new $5 Bell breakfast box, only at Taco Bell.
4 delicious pieces of chocolate. 3 crisp wafers. 2 layers of sweet Kit Kat filling. 1 incredible break. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back.
Tums.
Is that the Taylors? Must be going to Great Wolf Lodge. I gotta get me one of those.
Nothing brings the pack together like a trip to Great Wolf Lodge.
Going after some drug dealer was just a waste of time. Let's get the source that's controlling this stuff.
Narco Wars. New episodes Wednesdays at 9 on National Geographic.
At Olive Garden, nobody loves Alfredo quite like we do. We make it from scratch, so you can enjoy it poured, twirled, or dipped. With our one-of-a-kind Alfredo, the possibilities are endless.
Baby, it's over.
I mean, we both saw this coming.
Soggies. What happened to my breakfast?
Crunchitize me, Captain.
Crunchitize! Eat the crunch. Be the captain.
Cindy, do you think our crispy flavor will last forever?
All we have is thin crust summer, Billy.
But I love you.
No, you love the flavor of this thin, crispy crust.
I can't help it.
Peace out, Billy.
It's a hot and ready thin crust summer at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
If Philly Garcia listened to those who rejected him, he never would have made a name for himself, lining up some of the biggest names in pro sports. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brainstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
To Gadget Smuggler, new season Wednesday, September 14th at 9 on National Geographic.
Fiumicino Airport, Rome, Italy. Border police detained a passenger arriving from Hong Kong.
Are you a tourist? No, tempo.
He seemed to lack the requisites for entry. So the police brought in an interpreter to help.
In queste condizioni di viaggio lui non potrà entrare, dovrà essere respinto.
Io gli ho spiegato
Sì.
e poi lui dice devo chiamare il suo amico.
Va bene, adesso se lui lo vuole chiamare lo contatta e poi...
Io posso chiamare quale sia se devo il primo, devo conosco legge d'Italia.
Esatto.
Poi entra la legge d'Italia, devo l'effetto legge. Non è come vuole, per quanto vuole.
Ok, grazie. Grazie, buongiorno. Grazie.
Va bene.
Grazie.
Buongiorno. Qualsiasi cosa.
The passenger doesn't seem willing to give up easily. And the police allow the man another chance to make his case.
Ha tentato di farmi colloquiare con un'altra.
He wanted me to speak to another Chinese individual, his contact here in Italy. But the contact couldn't clarify the passenger's plans either.
Facesse il ragazzo. Sì, pronto? No, io non devo dire niente, è lei che chiama. È lei che mi chiama, non sono io che l'ho chiamata, Lui non so quanti giorni sta qua, poi fa un altro giro in un altro paese europeo e poi torna a casa. Di tutto questo viaggio gli mancano tutti i documenti. No, deve avere un albergo, deve avere gli alberghi nei paesi, nell'alta città europea. Va bene, signora? Dai, la ringrazio dell'intervento, prego, buongiorno. No, non è ok. No, ok. No, ok. Sorry.
The officer has made up his mind, though the passenger continues to press the issue.
Non ti comprendo. No, non hai nulla. Non hai documenti, non hai alloggio, non c'hai l'invito. No, non è che possiamo stare tutto il giorno a parlare con una che dice le bugie.
The traveler's pleas are in vain. Without the proper documentation, his entry will be denied.
Il tuo problema non è l'aereo, ma è dove vai a dormire. Non hai un hotel, non hai un invito.
Despite his exhaustive efforts, the man will have to return home.
Vieni con me?
Perhaps he'll carry with him a valuable lesson. At Fiumicino Airport, no amount of insistence, only the right documents, will grant entry into Italy.
Passport, please. Passport.
Fiumicino is the most important airport in Italy, one of the most important in Europe. The creation of the Schengen area has given us more responsibility. We're not only an Italian border, but also a European border.
Hello, madam. Parla italiano? Posso aprire per un controllo?
If we make a mistake, it affects the security of the entire continent. That's why we must be very thorough and very professional in our work.
Thank you. L'ha cancellata.
As far as our results over the last year, we have rejected about 2,500 people because they did not meet the requirements for entry into the country.
In queste condizioni di viaggio lui non potrà entrare, dovrà essere respinto.
We have also seized about 150 kilograms of illegal drugs.
Vede come ha cambiato colore? Che è diventata celeste da bianca? Questa è cocaina, signora.
Ma io non c'entro nulla.
Non mi interessa, signora.
We are here to guarantee the safety of the passengers.
Arrestato, sì.
Sì.
Cos'è questo? Traffici? Traffici?
We try not to be invasive, but we must secure the airport at all costs.
Devi rimanere lì. Sì.
I feel like they want the fentanyl. They think it's a better high. And it's crazy because people die in the garage, people die in the backyard, people die in the car. But they want it, it's calling them. They looking for it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give them what they want. Basically what I'm doing is just putting this cut on it so we can get a little extra out of what, you know, what this product is about. When that thing cut with fentanyl, the prices go up. We stretching that thing. So something that I might have made $20,000 for, I'm gonna make an extra 8, 9, possibly 10 more bands off that thing. We in the 6 figures. In a year, this is easy. It's the dope game. I'm not trying to kill nobody. I gotta keep my business going. So I'm not gonna sit here and wait around. You know?
Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville.
America's public enemy #1 is drug abuse.
Heroin destroys everything.
Prescribing pain pills created huge numbers of addicts.
Opium is cash. It's like you're growing bills on the bush.
Crime and drug abuse go hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
There's now an understanding that the war on drugs was an abject failure.
You have to stop and ask yourself, how did we get here?
My friends, when they went to Vietnam, they were young men. They may think they're adults, but they're babies. You're going to a foreign country where you realize people are trying to kill you just because of who you are. And when they came back from Vietnam, they were different people. And they came back to escape, the fears that they had with used drugs. And in New York during that time, all roads led to Harlem. People went to Harlem to get heroin. It was like the night of the living dead. And you'll see burned out buildings. You see somebody with their hands 2 times the size of what they normally are. Heroin destroys everything. And it was just devastating for me to see that these were all young men, but their lives were ruined forever. It changed the course of my life. I said, I can join DEA, and my mission will be to go out and get the guys that destroyed my friends. It became personal to me to get the people at the top.
What I know about my dad's upbringing is that my grandmother, my grandfather, they lived in the South. They were poor Black people. They picked cotton in the cotton fields, and my father had to do some of that, and my uncles as well. They were extremely poor. When he was very young, he had a cousin that recklessly eyeballed a white woman. Recklessly eyeballing means looking at a white woman. And as a consequence, the KKK came to the house and murdered his cousin. And my father was age 6. If the world and the environment that you grow up in is a cruel world, then that can most definitely change the way that you go about things in your life.
Frank Lucas is my oldest brother. His goal in life was to make money. He definitely didn't want to live like he did in segregated North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Because we had no life in North Carolina. And it means necessarily we're not going to live like that. Wow. Harlem was a very exciting place. When Frank came to Harlem in the 60s from North Carolina, it was like moving out of ghetto into Buckingham Palace. Anything you wanted to do or get into, Harlem was the place to be, and especially a life of crime. You know what I'm saying? Frank started with Bumpy Johnson. Bumpy Johnson controlling everything.
Frank went to Bumpy and said, "Can you help me get started in the heroin business?"
And that was his life, pretty much. Heroin and gangsterism, or whatever you want to call it.
Frank's was a typical street operation in Harlem. He'd get a large amount of wholesale heroin, and then they cut the heroin for street distribution.
We had 10 cut houses. We got from 11 to 15 people in each cut house. And the faster we can put it in the street, it's gone.
Lucas was a very smart guy, very cunning. He saw there was a market to sell heroin and capitalize on market conditions. Frank was a guy that had several cars. He had property throughout the United States, so he's amassing a strong income from selling narcotics.
Who do you think's in one fight? Ali. Wow. Charles, it appears to me to be the greatest, man. Right on. Right on.
My father was always well-dressed. And I just think about all the poor chinchillas that died to make that coat. That's really what comes to mind.
When it comes to like $100,000 mink coat, it's not a problem. I make $100,000 in half an hour. Frank had a $1 million drug empire. He was absolutely the heroin kingpin. No question about it.
Frank was getting his heroin from the Italian mafia.
The mafia had a monopoly on drugs. We did the business with them, but trusting them? Hell no. No. The mafia would dilute the product to pretty much was nothing and pass it off to the blacks. Frank always wanted a better deal because he know what he was getting from the Italians was straight garbage. Until Uncle Ike came along. Uncle Ike came along was a game changer.
Hiya, Caesar.
Thank you for inviting
Come on
me.
in.
Beautiful. Feels like home. When people come over, they tackle, they push, jump.
My goodness.
Guys, we're here!
This dog is very sensitive.
We have so much work to do with these dogs and with ourselves.
You see the difference?
It's pretty impressive.
I don't train dogs, I train humans.
This is unbelievable.
Let's go.
Cesar Millan, Better Human, Better Dog. New episodes Fridays at 9 on National Geographic.
Peace of mind. Such a big, beautiful idea. And for us at Booking.com, this means free cancellation on most bookings. It's a bit functional, but we'd gladly be functional so you can be free. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
You're gonna reconsider this whole morning thing with Taco Bell's warm breakfast quesadilla, crisp hash brown, Cinnabon delights, and a coffee. Wake up to the new $5 Bell breakfast box. Only at Taco Bell.
These new Cheez-It Puffs are so cheesy, airy, and puffy. How'd you do it?
With the Puffterizer 5000, anything can be craveably puffy.
New Cheez-It Puff. Defy your cheese expectations.
Cindy, do you think our crispy flavor will last forever?
All we have is thin crust summer, Billy.
But I love you.
No, you love the flavor of this thin, crispy crust.
I can't help it.
Peace out, Billy.
It's a hot and ready thin crust summer at Little Caesars. Pizza, pizza.
Uncharted with Gordon Ramsay and Running Wild with Bear Grylls are back. With a refined palate.
This is called Nature's Taco.
That is fit for a king.
Yikes.
New faces.
Oh, bear!
Lavish adventures. And scrumptious concoctions.
Bloody hell.
That's our dinner to go with the mushroom.
Yeah, great.
Gordon Ramsay Uncharted Showdown. New episodes Mondays at 8, followed by Running Wild with Bear Grylls at 9 on National Geographic.
Ike Atkinson was born in 1925 in Goldsboro, a small southern town in North Carolina, very rural. It was segregated. He made his mind up that he would leave Goldsboro when the war broke out. It was very difficult for a black soldier to rise in rank. But he managed to rise all the way to second lieutenant, which was quite an amazing feat.
Ike was extremely proud of his military career. He felt like the military was his family, friends.
Ike made friends everywhere. You know, he was such a likable person. People gravitated to him, and they became part of the circle. In 1963, Ike Atkinson left the military. He was retired. He could have done anything he wanted.
Ike and I both arrived in Bangkok in 1966. Bangkok had a lot going on, but we were going specifically to gamble. Ike and I bonded over gambling. Ike tilted the odds in his favor. Ike marked cards and he switched decks, and some people might call that cheating. There were thousands of Americans in Bangkok every week. It was time off from Vietnam.
Any black GI, pretty well, that served in Vietnam during that period ended up in Jack's American Star Bar, which became famous.
I was told that Jack's American Star Bar had the best soul music, soul food, and soul sisters, Thai soul sisters, of course, in Bangkok.
Herman Jackson, AKA Jack, was a longtime friend of Ike Atkinson in the military.
And every week they'd have a big card game with big money.
We made some thousands. That was, that was a lot of money.
Ike could have spent the rest of his life gambling and making a lot of money and avoiding trouble with the law. But he was a risk taker.
Jack had been there and had a Thai girlfriend. and that girlfriend knew this guy, Papa San. Papa San had his contacts to get heroin.
Bangkok was the gateway for heroin into the international markets. The heroin was actually originating in what's called the Golden Triangle of Burma, Thailand, and Laos. The Golden Triangle produced China White. China White heroin was very pure. $5,000 a kilo. That's what the going price was for heroin in Bangkok, and they would sell for $100,000 in the States.
And Ike said, we can make a fortune on it. It was a genius. It had never been tried before. Ike would recruit soldiers out of the American Star Bar that were going back to the U.S. So they would come in for a little bit of fun, and he would work them.
As I understand it, many of them had been cheated at card games, got into debt to Atkinson, and Atkinson would tell them, hey, I'll forgive your debt, just take this bag back for me. They came up with this idea of the AWOL bag.
Dan Burt built in a false bottom for the placement of 2 kilos of heroin.
If you open this up and you look all in here, you don't see anything, 100% foolproof. I love that false bottom.
As well as recruiting couriers that were carrying heroin back for him, they came up with another way to be able to smuggle heroin back to the States. They recruited through these card games some people that worked at the Army Postal Office. They would mail AWOL bags packed into boxes to addresses of people who were totally unrelated. Someone would go by the house and retrieve it from the person who it had been addressed to. Atkinson had access to military transportation, to the Army Post Office system, to hundreds, if not thousands, of GIs that were moving back and forth to the States. They subverted the U.S. military facilities and personnel for their own greed.
Goldsboro was Ike's hometown, just a little small, sleepy town. They have Seymour Johnson out there, which is, you know, a big base. But you wouldn't think that millions of dollars of drugs were flowing through there.
You can have all the drugs in the world. Unless you got somebody to get rid of it, it ain't gonna do you no good. You know what I'm saying? Frank was a very high-rate drug kingpin, drug lord, whatever you want to call it. Frank is that way.
Ike reached out to Lucas. He saw a money-making opportunity because Frank was a big dealer. And Lucas had heard of Ike, mainly because the heroin that Ike was selling was better quality than what the Italian mafia was selling. So Ike, when he went to see him, he thought he was going to meet him in his big mansion and all that. And here he was holed up in a small apartment somewhere in New York City. He was hiding from the mafia. He owed the mafia a lot of money. But Ike, you know, he loved taking risks. So Ike said, why not? It could work. So from that meeting, a relationship developed.
Atkinson had a better product, and it enabled Frank Lucas to break from the mafia and start buying his heroin from Southeast Asia through Leslie Atkinson.
You know, it wouldn't be like just a couple of kilos, it would be like hundreds of kilos. And the only way you could do that was to use a bigger shipping method.
Stay tuned for more National Geographic Investigates.
Hey, did I tell you I bought our car from Carvana?
Yeah, Ma.
It was so easy. I found the perfect car. Under budget, too. And I get 7 days to love it or my money back. I love it.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brandstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
At Olive Garden, nobody loves Alfredo quite like we do. We make it from scratch using simple ingredients like garlic, butter, cream, and fresh Parmesan. So you can enjoy it poured, twirled, or dipped. From that irresistible first taste to the final creamy bite. With our one-of-a-kind Alfredo, the possibilities are endless. Olive Garden, we're all family here.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff, achy joints 10, even 20 years. Imagine you could do this without products that just temporarily hide the symptoms and may have side effects. Imagine no more. Introducing Instaflex Advanced. Get a complimentary sample just by texting GUARD to 42424. Instaflex Advanced is different because it targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness. It doesn't just cover up symptoms. Instead, it bathes your joints in its unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found in no other product. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, you could have better knees in just 1 week. Maybe that's why it's the #1 selling joint brand at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary sample by texting GUARD to 42424. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream with its exclusive oxygenated oil for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles. Absolutely free. Text GUARD to 42424.
I don't want to hurt you. I just want to tie you up. Cut your head off with a kitchen knife.
Something weird is happening!
Thank you for inviting me.
Come on in.
When people come over, they tackle.
Goodness. There's so much work to do with these dogs and with ourselves.
You see the difference? It's pretty impressive. I don't train dogs, I train humans.
Cesar Millan, Better Human, Better Dog. New episodes Fridays at 9 on National Geographic.
La madera es muy noble, la puedes trabajar de muchas maneras. Es un sinfín de cosas que tú puedes manejar en madera. El color te permite, la veta te permite que la trabajes de tal manera que no se noten las uniones, que no se note si lo trabajas de una manera correcta. En esta pieza se entran 3,000 pastillas de M30, que es la que ahorita ingresé. Ajá, es una pastilla, tiene fentanilo. Mira, las personas que se dedican a descubrir esto, tenemos que pensar como ellos. ¿Qué van a verle? ¿Qué van a checarle? Me van a acercar al perro. El perro es uno de los enemigos a vencer, entonces sí se le ponen químicos, definitivamente. Se le ponen paquetes vacíos, químicos y otras series de situaciones, ¿no? Que no podemos mencionar, pero no, son secretos profesionales. Si te fijas, los productos que manejamos son productos muy compactos, que de un gran valor. Son $12,000 en este. Entonces, no necesito yo un tráiler, no necesito un contenedor, no necesito nada de eso, pues. Yo voy pequeño, voy entre el montón.
Ike loved teakwood. He said, why can't I use teakwood furniture to help ship the drugs? And they started building furniture to hold heroin.
The furniture is so large that you can do secret compartments. I mean, anything that you're making, you can make to hold drugs.
There was an incident in December 1972 where Ike was traveling from Bangkok and he was going to the East Coast. When the plane landed in Dover Air Force Base, he was detained. The authorities got word that there were 2 coffins aboard and that there was heroin inside. They opened the cadavers because there was supposed to be heroin in there. Didn't find anything. He was carrying 2 kilos of heroin in his AWOL bag, and they never bothered to check it. He picked up his bag and went on his merry way. But this article showed up in the newspapers. That's where the rumor started.
Conspiring to use military aircraft, military bases to smuggle heroin.
We've even had drugs coming in dead bodies.
Smuggling drugs from Vietnam in corpses and in body bags.
The media loved it, but of course it was nonsense. No one's ever been caught, arrested, prosecuted for doing that form of trafficking. Ike Atkins is a thrill seeker. I think that's one of the reasons why he entered the drug trade, was the challenge of trying to beat the system, trying to beat the man.
Brand names marks your product. It's just like going into a store and you want Gucci, you want Louis Vuitton. Blue Magic was a brand name that Frank used to sell heroin in Harlem.
They didn't want this, they didn't want that, they wanted Blue Magic. Blue Magic was the best dope ever coming to this country. Whereas the mafia stuff, you put one cut on it, you know what I'm saying? You better not let no air hit it because it ain't gonna be no good. But with Uncle Ike stuff, you hit that all night long, and it's still the best out here. I'd say about 5 times stronger than everything else. Well, when Blue Magic came out, overdose, yes, definitely increased, no question. The deader the drugs, the more you're gonna sell. And the one that's making the $1 million was us.
I remember him as a very incredibly loving father. He would come home, throw himself on the floor, play. He would always show up with something sweet for me. So, you know, I honestly thought my dad was a candy man. He absolutely loved restaurants, and I would get to come along. I really did get the idea that my dad was somebody special because I do remember just being treated so well. There is one specific toy that I remember very well. It's a kangaroo. That's where the clothes were supposed to go. but there was a lot of money in there. My dad, I don't know who, used to put a lot of cash. It was full of money. What I've heard from my parents and what I've heard from other people in the family, the inside of the walls were lined with money. I would always see my mom just going into random places and pulling money out. It was everywhere. Just everywhere.
So all drug dealers play a dangerous game. Frank Lucas played the odds and knows how to handle risk. Frank shortchanged the mafia. By late '74, he owed them over $300,000 in drug money.
If you come up short with that money or don't bring that money back, there's gonna be consequences. There's no question about it. There's no question about it.
Uncharted with Gordon Ramsay and Running Wild with Bear Grylls are back. With a refined palate.
This is called Nature's Taco. That is fit for a king.
Yikes.
New faces.
Oh, bear!
Lavish adventures. And scrumptious concoctions.
Bloody hell. That's our dinner to go with the mushroom.
Yeah, great.
Gordon Ramsay Uncharted Showdown. New episodes Mondays at 8, followed by Running Wild with Bear Grylls at 9 on National Geographic.
It's all you. No, I insist. It's your turn.
Get Farmers and you could save money with the Safe Driver discount just by having a clean driving record for 3 years. Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
Come on.
We are farmers. Bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome. Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Oh, wow. I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
At Booking.com, finding perfect isn't all that difficult. Beachfront property, no problem. Kitchen, how are you guys? Got it. And EV charging. Find your perfect place to stay. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
The Subaru Crosstrek. Dog tested, dog approved.
Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil Liner from Maybelline, New York. Show up bold, wherever you go. Smudge resistant. Waterproof. Up to 36-hour wear. Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil, Maybelline, New York.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business, he relied on freshness, quality, variety, and service. We still deliver the freshest nuts, dried fruits, snacks, and sweets to families all around the country. Nuts.com. Enjoy free shipping on your first order.
To wear purple and gold, it's a different feeling.
It should be my team. Follow me.
Relax, I'm still in charge. You want to be a Laker great, you want to be a Laker legend.
Live it like a pounds upon Pico. Look at what the light did now. Shiny little band of golden fleece. So look at what the light did now. Look at what the light did now. Look at what the light did now.
FX's Reservation Dogs. Now streaming only on Hulu.
At the light, turn left onto Royal Avenue.
We would get intelligence reports periodically, and I recall getting an intelligence briefing about Leslie Ike Atkinson and his heroin distribution and importation.
I am Stephen G. Surratt. I was assigned as a drug agent working narcotics investigation, reside in Goldsboro. I was trying to piece together a picture of the network that Ike Atkinson was involved with. And we routinely would run surveillance on associates of Atkinson, and one of which was an individual named Howard Rose. He had a mobile home southeast of Goldsboro that he stayed at when he came into town. Sometime in late 1974, we observed him take one of those bags out of the house and put it in the trunk of the car and drive over, very cautiously drive to Ike's house across Goldsboro and back in under the carport and raise the trunk. It was a black AWOL bag. Our suspicion was that they were being used to courier heroin. At the time, suspicion was about as strong as we had.
During the 70s, DEA was focused on heroin trafficking and going after the dealers in Harlem, also going after their source of supply in the mafia. One of these mafia guys, Verrazino, got locked up. Verrazino wants to cut a deal. He doesn't want to go to jail. So he starts to cooperate. He identifies Frank as one of the guys he's selling heroin to. He also has physical ledgers, which has Frank's name and notations of the amount of money Frank owes and the amount of heroin he was given. Verrazino's testimony and these documents were powerful evidence to indict Frank. We have about 20 law enforcement officers. They had not only the revolvers, but at that time in the 70s, we had a lot of shotguns.
January 1975, it was just a typical morning. And as I remember, chaos exploded everywhere.
You have to come in hard and secure the premise. So they probably came in with the revolvers and the shotguns to let people know they meant business, going upstairs, downstairs to the basement.
All I remember is screaming, and just, I'm feeling very afraid, very scared. My mother was hiding things in my diaper. Maybe she was hiding money because she threw some money out the window.
Somebody notices Frank's wife throwing suitcases outside the window. They notice that there's a large amount of money there.
And at some point, I start to feel scared for my father. I think it's because maybe at some point he was restrained. In an instant, everything just fell apart. It was never the same after that.
Federal agents displayed the evidence at regional headquarters for the Drug Enforcement Administration. $584,683. It was seized, they said, in Teaneck, New Jersey, at the home of Frank Lucas, a so-called big dealer in the wholesale narcotics division of organized crime. It's charged that the Frank Lucas gang sold large amounts of heroin in Manhattan, the Bronx, and Westchester.
The United States decided to get out of Vietnam. And of course that affected Ike too. They closed down Jack's American Star Bar because there weren't any servicemen coming from Vietnam. The people he had working for him weren't reliable. Drunk most of the time, and it's becoming more difficult to work with. And so his empire was becoming dysfunctional. The writing was on the wall. His drug empire was starting to unravel.
You're watching National Geographic Investigates.
This is an SOS from Novaport. Everything is disappearing. Our outpost on Earth, Zepcot, is in danger.
Hey, Quill, this thing is so broken.
Help the galaxy before.
Quill, you seeing this? Quill! Well, you heard the lady. Get to Epcot. It saved the galaxy time. Again.
I'm Shilan. I am a mom and a real estate agent. After having a kid, everything that you used to do for yourself goes out the window. The lines that I was seeing in my forehead were getting deeper than I was used to them being. And I realized, you know what? I can focus again on myself.
So what do you see when you look at yourself?
I see someone who is growing and changing, who loves and is loved.
Botox Cosmetic is FDA approved to temporarily make frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better. The effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Do not receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow, eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Tell your doctor about your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Red Lobster's Seafood Summerfest is fire. Turn up for the grilled lobster, shrimp, and salmon trio, and our hottest summer duo, steak and lobster. It's lit. Don't miss Red Lobster's Seafood Summerfest.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brainstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff, achy joints by years. Imagine you could do this without products that just temporarily hide the symptoms and may have side effects. Imagine no more. Introducing Instaflex Advanced. Get a complimentary sample just by texting CHAMP to 321321. Instaflex Advanced is different because it targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness. It doesn't just cover up symptoms. Instead, it bathes your joints in its unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found in no other product. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, you could have better knees in just 1 week. Maybe that's why it's the #1 selling joint brand at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary sample by texting CHAMP to 321321. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream with its exclusive oxygenated oil for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles, absolutely free. Text CHAMP to 321321.
I'm on an ambitious journey through the land of the mighty Mekong River. No way. It's a leopard cat.
Big snake.
Whoa. And there's so much more of it to explore.
Here I go.
I've kind of become a big deal at Hugs Not Thugs. I'm gonna be your case manager.
Who let the Mexican Oompa Loompa here?
People love buying cupcakes from ex-gang members.
Did you buy a cupcake? Thank you. Red velvet is an amazing choice.
As the war in Vietnam is winding down,
Atkinson saw that he needed to get more actively involved. It was in a house in Bangkok, and they were loading AWOL bags with heroin, and one of his band of brothers was having trouble, kind of struggling with getting it in the bag, and Atkinson grabbed it and said, "Hey, let me show you how to do this."
He saw that they needed some help, and being a good boss, he decided to pitch in.
He wanted to be sure that the false bottom was working, and he just banged with his hand.
That particular AWOL bag, they loaded it with some old clothes, put it in a box, and mailed it back to the aunt of some associate of theirs in North Carolina. Someone would go by the house and retrieve it from the person who it had been addressed to.
In late January 1975, Mary Ethel Waters, an elderly black lady, received a large parcel package.
This particular woman, when she got it, thought it was a bomb and called the police.
And when they opened the package, they found 2 AWOL bags. Based on our surveillance, well, I immediately suspected that there was a link between those bags and Leslie Ike Atkinson. And so they went into the bags and discovered that there was a false bottom. And underneath were 2 plastic bags, each containing a white powder, a large quantity of suspected heroin. Everyone was very excited, but we just had to find the link between that and Leslie Ike Atkinson. We were driving to Raleigh with, over $1 million worth of suspected heroin. It was after dark, I remember, when we got there, and we turned it over to the chemist. It showed that it was 100% pure heroin. That was the largest seizure of heroin that had been made in North Carolina, and it occurred there in Goldsboro. And we knew that it was only a piece of the pie, that it was just a sample of what he had been doing over the years. And this package also was processed for any latent fingerprints. I recall being in the sheriff's department. When the call came in, they had made Ike's palm print. We were elated. This was the link we were looking for. But we could not arrest him at the time because he was out of the country in Bangkok, Thailand. We felt that Ike would be coming back at some time in the near future. We had no idea when that would be.
We cry for those that we lost. We mourn them, tear ourselves to pieces.
Hey, write that down.
So that we can build ourselves new on the other side.
3.
Why didn't anyone do that for me? Been here for 150 years.
Man, I'm in the bathroom.
FX's Reservation Dogs, now streaming only on Hulu.
If Damian Lillard let 6 All-Star selections go to his head, he never would have had the heart to give back to the streets that shaped him. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
When
Let me try. You got like 800 horsepower of cinnamon, sugar, and caramel. You got
I feel like I'm saying it with 800 R's in it.
Sonic Churro Shake.
Churro.
Better.
Meet Zach. His work-life balance is anything but balanced.
Right now?
But when he gets on the bike, he becomes Zen Zach. Zen Zach exists outside of time. His heartbeat sounds like a mellow drum circle.
It's cool, right?
The only notification he hears is the sound of the ocean. So if you want to reach him, talk to the ocean.
The ocean?
And Zen Zach rides with Geico, because saving money and getting great coverage is totally chill. Geico. Savings and service for both your sides.
Peace of mind. Such a big, beautiful idea. And for us at Booking.com, this means free cancellation on most bookings. It's a bit functional, but we'd gladly be functional so you can be free. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
We haven't even gotten through the hardest part.
They're on a mission to save every sandwich from a boring bag of chips. Sandwiches, eat your cheesy, thin, crispy Cheez-It Snap savior.
Oh, cheesy.
Cheez-It Snap. Level up your lunch.
Goodbye, Chippy.
At Olive Garden, nobody loves Alfredo quite like we do. We make it from scratch using simple ingredients like garlic, butter, cream, and fresh Parmesan. So you can enjoy it poured, twirled, or dipped. From that irresistible first taste to the final creamy bite. With our one-of-a-kind Alfredo, the possibilities are endless. Olive Garden, we're all family here.
Kids, one year they want all dinosaur stuff. The next, camels. Llamas. So save money shopping back to school on Amazon. You sure that's not a camel?
Yep.
Whatever you say.
Cindy, do you think our crispy flavor will last forever?
All we have is thin crust summer, Billy.
But I love you.
No, you love the flavor of this thin, crispy crust.
I can't help it.
Peace out, Billy.
It's a hot and ready thin crust summer at Little Caesars.
Pizza. More performances by Dr. Pol? That rocks. He's got the moves that make your animals groove.
Let's go.
It's a show you won't want to miss.
I'm not going to be here forever. Maybe.
The Incredible Dr. Pol. New episode Saturdays at 9 on Nat Geo Wild.
Hi, Caesar.
Thank you for inviting me.
Come on in.
We have so much work to do with these dogs.
Oh my goodness.
And with ourselves.
I don't train dogs, I train humans.
Cesar Millan, Better Human, Better Dog. Fridays at 9 on National Geographic.
Ike Atkinson actually flew on this occasion on commercial aircraft. We had set up surveillance to positively identify him when he came off the plane. And followed him to his residence there in Goldsboro. When Ike was arrested, he was very calm and his demeanor really didn't change. He took the plea and he was sentenced to a total of 19 years in federal custody. And he accepted it at that point, but he didn't stop.
rumors that Atkinson was actually still running the operation from prison. His family was probably visiting him at prison and may have been taking the orders from Atkinson. My office had been working with the U.S. military, so they initiated an operation to inspect the furniture of these GIs being shipped back. And one of the inspectors drilled a hole in some bedroom furniture, and out came heroin. It turned out to be 100 pounds, I mean, an incredible amount of heroin. The only time I ever met Leslie Atkinson was at his prosecution. He was polite to me, called me sir, but this was the con man that he was. We put him out of business. So I was feeling pretty good in those days.
It's 7 years forever. Well, you can't do it all. You can't do that time. You're gonna die. Well, you informed on everybody.
Frank Lucas, when faced with 70 years imprisonment, began to cooperate. Frank's cooperation led to investigations and arrest of over 100 people. He got his sentence reduced to time served. But they wind up rearresting Frank for selling a small amount of heroin. It was just like he had the criminal mindset and he just couldn't break away from it. And of course, he got caught.
Ike Atkinson shipped, according to the DA, over 1,000 kilos of heroin, and that's a lot of poison.
I don't think Atkinson had a conscience or he wanted caused all the harm that he did to our country.
You have to put blinders on to be able to do that and not want to see what's taking place. I just don't understand it, to be honest with you.
Why did God make me look like this guy?
I am really good looking.
He's the most hated person in Iraq. I get assassination attempt week after week. I went through hell. Hell, I mean it, hell. If I fail, I'm dead. And my family is going with me.
But I bring your sisters here.
This evil guy, he's a lunatic.
I don't laugh like that. Don't fucking me!
He destroyed my life. Enough is enough.
Shoot him!
I can't take anymore.
Kill me.
I was in the Iraqi army.
Get down!
War is not a fun place to go. You see the death every day. I don't know why we was in the war. Why we was fighting? For what? I was the oldest son. 2 sisters, 3 brothers, and we have a nice life. I went to my general. He said, what did you do? Look at this letter. The logo, the eagle. It means Saddam Hussein, the president. He asking me to come to the palace. I was in shock. What did I do? Was the longest car drive in my life. Like 5 years was for me. And I stopped outside the palace. I was nervous. This eldest son of President Saddam Hussein entered the room. This is Uday Husseini. Uday Hussein is hated by the nation for his behavior, how he raping, kidnapping, killing people. Uday said to me,
Welcome. How are you, my friend?
we look like each other. Anybody see us, they say brothers, same blood. Anybody can see it.
What is it?
He look at me in a strange way and he say,
Do you know why you are here? What do you think to be Saddam's son?
I say, we are all Saddam's sons.
No. I mean for you to really be the son of Saddam Hussein. I want you to be Uday. Huh? I want you to be my Fidai.
You be my Fidai. Fidai in Arabic language is body double, bullet catcher. Why the God make me look like this guy? Uday is the most hated person in Iraq. I accept this job, I get in a bullet. You're dead.
Do I have a choice, sir? Yes, you do have a choice, Uday.
He say, we're living in a free country. I say, this is very nice of you, sir.
But I cannot do this job.
I'm not an actor, I don't know how I do it. He just went to his desk. He can't refuse. The cell was nearly 1 meter by 1 meter. No window. Everything painted red. I close my eyes, still I can see the red. You don't hear anything outside except screaming. I don't know what time is the day or night. I was praying, please God, help me, take me out of here. I didn't do anything. It was 7 days of hell. Hell, I mean it, hell, My cell opened, and I saw Uday in front of me. He said, now, are you accepting what I give you?
Or I bring your sisters here.
This mean he raping my sister. There's no choice. I accepted. Okay, what next? I was just waiting for surprises. A guy come to me and I say, my name is Mun'im Hamad. I got to be your trainer. Everything is expensive. Silk in the top of the bed, big mirror everywhere, TV. Best clothes, best jewelry, best of everything.
What do you think then? It's yours now.
I just look and I say, wow. This is my prison. And this is luxury prison, but still a prison. When I wake, I want to call my mom. I miss all my family. I know they'll be worried.
Why can't I make a phone call? You forget your life.
From now on, you are not exist. Your family believe you are dead in the war and you are a martyr.
From now on, you be Uday. Also,
Two person coming. They see my height, weight, skin color. 2 hours they checking everything, from my toe to my head. They didn't explain anything to me. There's trouble coming. They bring me to the dentist. They start working, they don't talk, nothing. They start drilling, cutting, drilling, cutting. They found the teeth was different. His front teeth was pushed to the front. Two days later, when I see my full face, I just look at myself and I say, this is not me. When Uday come in, he laughed. I start really be worried.
I am so gorgeous.
He's a lunatic.
I am really good looking.
I look at him, I don't know what I say to him. When I'm saying now, today, the first day of training. They put the first tape, watching Uday, how he walking, and how he smoke, how he drink, his driving, everything. And they say, I want you repeat what you see. Show me how he move his hand. I did it, he said, no, this way. Show me how he smoke. I said, I don't smoke. He said, show me how he smoke.
No.
He carried the cigar like very slow motion. I just blow it like. Now show me how he
talk.
I am Uday.
No.
Not this way.
I, Uday.
No.
This way. He loved to carry his gun always with him. He put it in his finger and keep doing it like the cowboys.
Yes.
I keep repeating over and over. Every single day.
I am Uday Saddam Hussein.
3-4 weeks like that. Keep acting, you know?
Okay, listen, okay.
One of them said to me, I want you to be dressed the best suit you have here. What got to be next, I don't know. We got to meet the president. Holy God, I really shocked.
President Saddam Hussein.
Big test to be proved by the president, Saddam Hussein. gone to the presidential palace. There's no noise. I was terrified. If I fail in the test, what's going to happen? Prison for life or dead?
Uncharted with Gordon Ramsay and Running Wild with Bear Grylls are back. With a refined palate.
This is called Nature's Taco. That is fit for a king.
Yikes. New faces.
Oh, bear!
Lavish adventures. And scrumptious concoctions.
Bloody hell. That's our dinner to go with the mushroom.
Yeah, great.
Gordon Ramsay Uncharted Showdown. New episodes Mondays at 8, followed by Running Wild with Bear Grylls at 9 on National Geographic.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brandstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
Meet my boyfriend, Jake.
What's up, everyone?
What is all over your feet?
They're flowers. I study botany.
Resting dad face back there likes plants too.
Grab some pruners. Let's prune.
Is this reality? The new DQ Reese's Take 5 Blizzard with 5 levels of flavor. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, caramel, peanuts, and pretzels.
Next level!
Someone just reached a new dimension. DQ, happy tastes good.
Nobody does anything perfectly the first time, or the second, even the third. We learn from mistakes. But when it comes to retirement planning, who can afford mistakes? Smart Asset can help you avoid those unpleasant mishaps with a free guide, The 7 Crucial Mistakes of Retirement Planning. We also match you with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors who can help you achieve your retirement goals. Using Smart Asset is free with no obligation. Discover what others learned the hard way at smartasset.com.
Friday.
Back it up, girl. Back it up.
She's happy. Sierra's happy. She's just confused. She's having fun.
Caesar Milan, Better Human, Better Dog. New episode Friday at 9 on National Geographic.
President Saddam, he just put his head up like that. And here I start really be worried. Saddam Hussein, he make you terrified. If I fail, what's happened? I was shaken. Then I say, very good. Allah gave you 2 sons, you are the 3rd.
Thank you, sir.
He turned to me.
One thing I tell you.
Never ever make me angry. A week later, when I'm say, you get in the first job.
You get to do appearance in Iraqi football stadium.
I said, what I got to do there? You giving medals?
That's it.
Oh, they come in with a big iron bar. When I'm say, I am a footballer, how you give me the medals?
Is this how? No.
A slow motion. Or they don't move fast like you. I'm stressed. Or day he was sitting and watching. I have nerves. I did some mistake. I laughed.
Okay.
Why you laugh like that? I don't laugh like that.
From 2-second laughing and joking,
Look, and you sound like a whore, a little pig of a whore.
he hit me with iron bar over my body.
Don't mocking me! You laugh!
Here I saw the reality of Uday.
Mock me!
I get an order to go to the football stadium. If I don't pass this, what's going to happen? I was worried, afraid 100% I'm going to collapse. What I'm saying, this is your test, Latif. Don't fall. If you fall the first one, forget about the rest. The football match is finished. There's no question anymore. That's it. I turn like an actor. This is what keeps me going. I am an actor. Damn Uday. Everyone started shouting. A lot of people was there. Everything is done perfectly, I hope. About 1 hour later, Uday coming. If I fail, I don't cost me my life only. My family is going with me.
I watched everything.
And I'm silent and I can't talk.
I didn't take my eyes from monitor 2 hours. I was watching you. Well done. Great job.
Everyone is convinced, ha ha ha.
Lots of idiots, they believed it.
I passed it. I've been a body double 11 months. I've been ordered to go in a hotel to celebrate with the army the finishing of the war. One of the biggest hotels in Baghdad. We go out, everything normal. I took a couple of steps up. My shoulder just moved. The first bullet I get. I'm dead. The bodyguard start fire. It's like a war zone again. I was shaken. You know, this first time I've been injured by a bullet. My security, they pull me out. They holding me. You okay, sir? You okay, sir? This is the first. What's going to happen next? I don't want to die.
National Geographic Investigates continues next.
These targeted ads are getting really creepy.
It's almost like Skittles is listening in on our conversation.
Gain the rainbow, taste the rainbow.
I went to the Experian Marketplace. I got pre-approved for a great credit card. With Experian and this new travel card that I got through them, I'm out of here. I'm on my way to Thailand.
Experian can help you find credit cards, get your free FICO score, then see your card offers. Download the Experian app now.
At Olive Garden, nobody loves Alfredo quite like we do. We make it from scratch using simple ingredients like garlic, butter, cream, and fresh Parmesan. So you can enjoy it poured, twirled, or dipped. From that irresistible first taste to the final creamy bite. With our one-of-a-kind Alfredo, the possibilities are endless. Olive Garden, we're all family here.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff, achy joints 10, even 20 years. Imagine you could do this without products that just temporarily hide the symptoms and may have side effects. Imagine no more. Introducing Instaflex Advanced. Get a complimentary sample just by texting GUARD to 42424. Instaflex Advanced is different because it targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness. It doesn't just cover up symptoms. Instead, it bathes your joints in its unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found in no other product. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, you could have better knees in just 1 week. Maybe that's why it's the #1 selling joint brand at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary sample by texting GUARD to 42424. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream with its exclusive oxygenated oil for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles, absolutely free. Text GUARD to 42424.
Going after some drug dealer was just a waste of time. Let's get the source that's controlling this stuff.
Boom, boom, boom. Narco Wars. New episodes Wednesdays at 9 on National Geographic.
National Geographic celebrates America's National Parks Week. This land connects us all. Come home. America's National Parks starts Monday, August 29th at 9 on National Geographic.
The picture of my family never went out of my head.
Hello.
Then I asked Audek, just please let me see my family again. This is once in my life I say some humanity inside him. Only this one. He say, half an hour.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
I went like a rocket.
Thank God.
Everyone just shocked. My mother just crying. But I know you are not dead.
I'm fine.
Thank God you are here. Please don't tell anybody, because we all be dead. In this regime, you don't go alone. All your family is gone with you. And the half an hour went like a second. At least my family is safe. But if I do something wrong, they say, we go for holiday. It's a beautiful place. But how they start changing, start be worse. You see this evil guy? He don't care about anything. He saw this couple, they just get married. Nowadays he just give his signal to bring her to his suite.
This is my wife.
And the man, he used this is my wife, we have married only one day.
Don't touch him! Hey! I got the president! I don't care who you are! Please! Let me go! Hey, we're married only one day. This is my day. Don't touch him!
I said to her, please, would you leave her?
She's just a luggage. This is my wife!
It's horrible.
My wife! This is my wife!
You follow.
No! No! Bring her back! No!
He raped the bride. I was smoking, I was lighting cigarette from the other, one from each other. I was so angry. The woman, she opened the window.
Where are you going? Baby! Baby! Please! Baby!
She threw herself from 4th floor. This make me sick, make me angry. It's not only this girl, this happened to her. I start hate this guy every single day. A man carried by 2 strong men of a day come into the office. And the man complained all day he raped his daughter and murdered her. You can feel the hurt in his face. And all day he say, he's the scum. He complained about me. The man, from his anger, he shot another. All day he took his gun.
Shoot him.
And he threw the gun to me. I said, I'm not shooting anybody.
I am ordering you to shoot him!
I don't want to kill anybody. Enough is enough. I took the knife.
I make it easier for you.
Straight away I cut my wrist both. How they start, you are maniac. How they took the gun and shoot the man straight away to the head.
Don't kill you, Latif! I kill you, Latif!
I don't care anything about my life. I want just to finish. This is the end.
Shot.
21, boy. 21, baby. Yeah!
Now streaming, the Predator's first hunt on Earth is the movie event you can't miss. Prey. Rated R. Now streaming only on Hulu.
Cindy, do you think our crispy flavor will last forever?
All we have is thin crust summer, Billy.
But I love you.
No, you love the flavor of this thin, crispy crust.
I can't help it.
Peace out, Billy.
It's a hot and ready thin crust summer at Little Caesars. Pizza.
At Booking.com, finding perfect isn't all that difficult. Beachfront property, no problem. Kitchen, how are you guys? Got it. And EV charging. Find your perfect place to stay. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Expert Victor! Let's invite Jacques.
Let's not invite Jacques.
Whoa! Sure, he struggles on conference calls, but he's such a dedicated employee.
You're right. Hey, Jacques.
Come join us.
Some strong winds.
If Mark, Mr. Cartoon Machado, didn't have the fighting spirit to draw out his passion, he never would have perfected the street look that made him a street legend. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Hepatitis C? Don't just treat it. Crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it with Maverick.
Cure it with Maverick. Maverick cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Maverick stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Maverick with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C? Crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Maverick.
Ask your doctor about Maverick. AbbVie could help you save.
At Duracell, we're obsessed with bringing a better battery to life. New Duracell with power boost ingredients helps this headlamp shine at its brightest for longer. And the longer this headlamp shines, the more interesting your stories become.
So many people are overweight now and asking themselves, why can't I lose weight? For most, the reason is insulin resistance, and they don't even know they have it. Conventional starvation diets don't address insulin resistance. That's why they don't work. Now there's Golo. Golo helps with insulin resistance, getting rid of sugar cravings, helps control stress and emotional eating, and losing weight. Go to Golo.com and see how Golo can change your life. That's GOLO.com.
Now streaming on Disney Plus.
I never wear pants, but suddenly it feels weird to not be wearing pants.
From the studio that brought you Toy Story.
I see you. I'm gonna get you.
Socks?
Oh, I got you.
Socks.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Disney and Pixar's Lightyear. Rated PG. Now streaming on Disney Plus.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Hey.
I called myself a coward because if was a human being inside me, I killed this man. I don't let him continue raping and killing. I feel guilty. I feel sorry. I didn't do it. I don't have a future. Was a hope inside me. One day I got to reunite with my family. This is what kept me going. When the bombs start falling over Iraq, they went to Switzerland, leave Iraq to save himself. The messenger coming, he said tomorrow. They put you in the TV, the location, the border to Kuwait. This is very dangerous. Just as the car stopped, I heard this attack. I saw people coming from this side and this side. Bullets all over the place. My security beside me, straight away dead. Hit my hand, my finger. I get in my head, I get it in my shoulder. I start losing the control. I saw the death this time. I say, Allah, Jesus, Mary, God, help me. First time I feel really afraid from death. Saddam Hussein ordered Uday to come in straight away to Baghdad. And he looked at me.
Well done. Great job.
And he started laughing.
You know, I leave my table with my chip just so that I can come back here and be with you, Latif.
He was doing roulette, and I'm dying for him.
Tell me, what is the update? Sir.
The doctor said to Uday, "Sir, I think we got to lose his little finger." And Uday straight away, coming crazy, take his gun and put it on the head of the doctor.
If he loses his little finger, this means I lose my little finger. This means I put a bullet inside your head. You sort it out.
I went to sleep and I never wake till Uday dead. I was seeing the gate, I see Baghdad. I was love to get out of this cage, even as a golden cage. I was living in hell. The life starts to be again to the normal for Uday. The partying started, the kidnapping started, the rape started, all over the place again. Thinking just how get out of here. This girl, Uday, picked her one of his girls. She asked me to go with her. I say, you know our order, we don't go with Uday girls. She say, nobody got to know. I said, I'm not coming with you. I was sleeping in my bed. Two of Uday men come in. Mr. Uday want you.
Can I at least change first?
We'll take you how you are. Come on, man. Let's go.
Is something wrong here? Uday was in the office.
What you do with this girl?
And I said, nothing.
Oh, they nothing. I tell you the truth.
And Uday said,
I send you to be a little bit happy.
This word, when he used, this means torture. I went through hell. 21 days, day and night like that. They called Uday, they say, if you don't take him out, he's dead. He looked at me like that. I say,
Now you are happy?
Then I just look at him. One of his men get a razor from somewhere. Everyone have a limit.
Kill me.
Keep watching. National Geographic investigates.
So with Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more?
Yeah, home, car, motorcycle, all bundled together. Just like that breakfast burrito.
So can I get chorizo?
Metaphorically, yeah.
Carnitas.
Just chicken. Just give me a bunch of chicken.
Oh, bacon?
Oh, wait, there isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce. Can I get chips?
How about guacamole?
I don't really know what we're talking about anymore.
Burritos.
Okay.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
These targeted ads are getting really creepy.
It's almost like Skittles is listening in on our conversation.
Game of Rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back.
Tums. Kids can change minds. They can even change the world around us. Packed with protein plus 21 vitamins and minerals, we nourish them with Carnation Breakfast Essentials. Because today could change everything.
Looks like the new guy picked up lunch. New DQ Signature Stack Burgers menu. That's nice. 5 premium burgers that are anything but boring, so you can make an impression.
Lunch is on me.
Like a really good impression? DQ, happy tastes good.
So I had to quit college to help my mom, but I never wanted to quit my dream of a career in IT.
On Coursera, you can earn Google's IT Support Professional Certificate. No prior experience needed to enroll.
My job now is amazing.
Join for free at Coursera.org.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business, he relied on freshness, quality, variety, and service. We still deliver the freshest nuts, dried fruits, snacks, and sweets to families all around the country. From Nuts.com. Enjoy free shipping on your first order.
So far, I've raised my credit score 39 points. 127 points.
Over 100 points using Self.
I would recommend Self to everyone.
It feels really good. You should try it.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4imprint. Yes. I like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member oh yes. Certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4imprint, for certain.
Black
is not to be told.
And it is to unfold.
It is to unfold.
Unravel.
And travel.
To places you ain't never seen.
Never seen.
And that's just off top.
Keep your head like that, okay, baby?
Blackness in full and at home.
And at home.
In the Andscape.
No, come on.
You should go to your family. They threw me to the door like a dog.
Are you okay?
They start crying. With all the pain I have in my body, I can't walk. I say, that's it. I can't take anymore.
I can't take it anymore.
I was very close to my mom.
Go. Save your life. Get out of here. Get out of here.
We will all go. We must all go.
Yes.
My father, he said, I am Iraqi. I'm born here, and I'm dying here. maybe they kill you, Dad. He said to me, Allah made me in Iraq and Allah take me in Iraq. My little sister, she was 9. She said to me, go, have your freedom.
Nothing going to happen. We will be okay.
I picked that as a sign from Allah, this angel telling me they go be safe. My escape of Iraq got to be planned. I have a gun, always with me in the car. I'm not going for a holiday. I have to move fast. I'm ready to go.
Hello.
Oday called me. He invited me to this party. This is Oday, typical Oday. I want to escape, but I can't say no.
Yes. Okay.
It's like a big nightclub and bar. Oh, they come in. I saw something wrong. He walked with an iron bar. Anything in front of him, he hit. He don't know what he do with himself. I was seeing the anger in his face. And he said,
The time is coming.
He kicked me. What's going to happen? I be tortured again, maybe I be shot.
It is coming.
My chance is coming. I didn't choose it. It's just coming by accident. I heard Oday screaming, Latif, Latif, wait. Was clicking the bottom. I can't hear his voice. Latif, Latif, Latif. Please, God.
More performances by Dr. Pol? That rocks. He's got the moves that make your animals groove.
Let's go.
It's a show you won't want to miss.
I'm not going to be here forever. Maybe.
The Incredible Dr. Pol. New episode Saturdays at 9 on Nat Geo Wild.
Going after some drug dealer was just a waste of time. Let's get the source that's controlling this stuff.
Narco Wars. New episodes Wednesdays at 9 on National Geographic.
Kids don't always take the best care of school supplies. So save money shopping back to school on Amazon while they figure their stuff out.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brainstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
Bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles.
There are bubbles everywhere. As an Expedia member, you earn points on top of your airline miles, so you can go and see even more of all the world's bubbles.
I'm craving
wings. Frigidaire's range lets you air fry right in your oven. It's all the flavor, none of the guilt.
So
good. That's using your Frigidaire.
To Gadget Smuggler, new season, Wednesday, September 14th at 9 on National Geographic.
These targeted ads are getting really creepy.
It's almost like Skittles is listening in on our conversation.
Gain the rainbow, taste the rainbow.
Why is Roger happy? It's the little things Carvana does. See, Roger wants to sell his car, stat. Little things like getting a real offer in 2 minutes really make Roger happy. So does Carvana's customer advocate, Caitlin, picking up his car at promptly 10 a.m.
Hi, are you Roger?
Berglund, with the Honda Accord? Yes, I am. It's right over there. Will I be getting...
And he loves that Caitlin pays him on the spot. Yep, Raj, it's the little things that drive you happy. We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
At Olive Garden, nobody loves Alfredo quite like we do. We make it from scratch using simple ingredients like garlic, butter, cream, and fresh Parmesan. So you can enjoy it poured, twirled, or dipped. From that irresistible first taste to the final creamy bite. With our one-of-a-kind Alfredo, the possibilities are endless. Olive Garden, we're all family here.
For Imprint, this is Lisa. Hi, I'd like 50 welcome wows and 300 customer I love it.
Promotional products from 4imprint are certain to deliver ooh yes.
Wow.
I love it. Find some wow now at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Sierra walks backwards on slippery floors.
Right.
Friday.
Back it up, girl, back it up.
She's happy. Sierra's happy. She's just confused. I know, it looks weird, but she's having fun. The key with Sierra is to guide her with calm confidence and not to let her linger and start getting confused. You want to do more like, this floor makes me happy. This floor makes me happy.
Cesar Millan, Better Human, Better Dog. New episode Friday at 9 on National Geographic.
One bullet coming straight away to my right shoulder. I just took my gun and I start shooting back. They start chasing me. If Prophet Muhammad, he wake again and ask me to stay in Iraq, I'm not staying. I've been driving like 20 minutes. I know I'm heading to a checkpoint. If I pass this checkpoint, this means I'm safe. I just was praying. I remember Joanna, my sister. I said, please, God, if you love this angel, let me go through. My freedom was through the checkpoint. I get this idea. Just one time, this face helped me. I sit like all day, how he driving the car. And I put the steering in one hand. I was sitting like all day, even I was bleeding. security guards look at me like that. If this officer wasn't convinced I am Uday Hussein, he don't let me go. I'll be tortured till last minute of my life. I get to sit and have a fun and enjoyment of my torture till I die.
Talla, talla, talla.
He recognized my face, he thought it's Uday. I gone, like a rocket. This space bring me my freedom. My father, he paid a heavy price, and I'm proud of him, and I know he's in heaven. Thank God my mom, she's safe, and sisters and brother. This is my story. You making your choice. I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm not telling you don't believe me. What I went through, I don't like even my enemy go through. I was in a cage, in a hell, and I escaped. There's nothing better in the world like your freedom. Freedom means no more Uday. It's the best medication in the world.
I was in paradise, lots of girls coming into the island. My life as a hash dealer began. I felt like a pig in Zen, you know, just rolling in it. The golden rule, he told me of smuggling hash, never body pack it. Please don't find that key, though. You know, I just wanted to just yell and scream and punch something. I was locked up. Nothing there but me and the four walls. In the year 2000, I was living in Bali, Indonesia. You know, it was in